All right, I'd best ask him myself.
Well, feel free to ask, but don't believe half what he says.
And who is this Jake Piper?
Oh, he's Tom's best mate. A decent fellow. They call him the Piper because everywhere he goes he's... He lends a hand there to make ends meet. Not at all.
God save, Henry. What are you...
God be with you, Henry.
They say you know about humans.
Fangs.
Greetings,
They wear
Henry.
wolves' fangs to make themselves invisible in the dark. Then they can creep around like beasts of prey as sneaky as death.
That was cool. I heard there are poachers in the woods round here.
If only if it was just poachers. It's that sorcerer Hare. He's the one who's been running amok. I said he'd be back, and I said he'd be vengeful, and I was right both times. He turned up here one day. No one rightly knew where from. He claimed up at the castle to be a nobleman's son, and so he got the office of Master...
And how did his sorcery reveal itself?
Well, he was able to vanish into thin air, too, though I don't know the truth of it.
That doesn't sound very convincing.
The things he could do with that bow of his. They say he sold his...
How did it go with Margaret?
I'm not one to gossip, but she was... the Hare or Nicholas, so in the end, fate... like something, and then some on top of it. Sir Henry... bare hands. Of course, they found him. That's your answer? And that Satan's spawn slipped the net.
Oh. Murdered the man?
No one knows, and most likely never will. But they say... you see.
Was he actually sick?
Would they?
That's probably true.
Welcome, Henry.
There is one other thing I want to ask.
Turned up here one day. No one rightly knew where from. He claimed up at the castle to be a nobleman's son, and so he got the office of Master Huntsman, and Margaret was promised him for his wife.
Well, I should be going. Thanks for the chat.
Not at all. I always like a good chin wag.
My respects to you.
I'm here to find out about the poachers gang, and I need to ask... You were yelling in the tavern that you were off to hunt some venison.
Look here, I don't know who you are, but you should watch your mouth.
I will, don't you worry. So what happened then?
What? Nothing. It was just the beer talking.
Scene. Blacksmith Betty saw people feasting in the woods, and she says there was a nice smell of venison. What do you know about it?
Nothing. I wasn't there.
And I don't suppose you'll tell me who was?
No, because I wasn't there.
That'll do me. I hear there's been trouble with poachers recently.
I don't have time to talk to strangers. Good day to you.
I hear there's...
I don't have time to... What?
God save Henry.
There is time for winters. You can't win.
God be with you.
What? Me? Why me, for Christ's sake?
They say you were mouthing off.
Paula.
So you didn't go poaching with Thomas?
My God, no.
They heard a piper playing. You weren't by any chance there, were you? If you're innocent, lying won't help you.
I don't know what you want from me. Nothing wrong went on in that clearing.
On me. Covering up for a friend, is that it? Very well. Right in over your head, with him.
But I haven't done anything.
Then you have nothing to fear if you tell me what happened.
All right. Yes.
All that bragging when he was drunk was more than just hot air.
I don't know where the deer came from. Someone would catch us, and I took off.
You did yourself a favour. Thomas isn't going to get away with this. I need to ask... I need to ask you something.
What? Me?
So about that feast you had the other day.
What about it?
I've been looking forward to this all week. By God,
So how do you explain that I found bones buried there?
What? What kind of bones?
Deer bones.
As I was saying, there was...
Game is for the nobles.
Well, someone brought it.
Who did?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
I'm asking you for the last time, who...
With it, I swear.
So all that bragging when he was drunk was more than just hot air?
I don't know where the deer... I was too worried someone would catch us, and I took off.
You did yourself a favour. Thomas isn't going to get away with this. So who was at the feast?
Just the village girls and us.
Who's us?
Us lads.
Was Tom from the baths there too?
Yes. Yes.
Now?
What are you doing?
What are you gaping at? Have you paid? No? Then get lost.
Sir, I haven't seen you here before. Are you new in town?
It wasn't my face you were looking at. What are you staring at? The past?
I'd like to ask you about Hannikin Hare.
I'm sorry, but I really don't want to talk about that.
The thing is, every time I spoke to someone about Hare, they always ended up talking about you.
But I don't.
You aren't to blame for anything, is that it? Well, I am willing to believe you, but you do know more than you're telling, and I need to hear it.
Very well. You're right. And what would you like to know about Hare?
How were things between you and Hare back then?
There was nothing between us. Hannikin Hare impressed my father with all his talk of noble blood. But I couldn't stand him, and I didn't want to marry him. And then it made no odds after he ran away.
So you didn't want him? I only asked because I've heard differently.
That's village talk. Of course folk gossip. Mostly they just want to hurt Nicholas.
Did Hare really commit the murder?
God in heaven, how should I know? Anyway, it doesn't matter now.
That remains to be seen. That'll be everything. I'd like to ask you about Hannikin Hare.
I'm sorry, but I really don't want to talk about that.
That'll do me.
Ask him that. You'd think it was a cathedral he was building. Always adding fancy bits and decorations. All I want is something to keep that damn cow out.
Hasn't he been at it for a couple of years already? Jesus Christ be praised.
I'm here to...
Well, ask away.
Jake Piper reckons you were at that feast.
How are you, Henry?
I wasn't.
So you're calling Jake a liar?
I don't give a toss about Jake or whatever's buzzing around that empty head of his. He probably got so drunk he had visions of me there.
God be with you, Henry.
Look, I can see you're not a poacher. You look like you couldn't hit a barn door.
That's what you think.
Are you trying to tell me you're a marksman? Are you an idiot or just too vain to think straight?
Good day, Henry.
I don't see what you're getting at.
Look, I can tell you're not the poacher, but this constant lying isn't helping your case. In the end, if they don't find anyone, they'll come after you. They'll know it's not really you, but so what? There'll be no one better to blame, and someone has to swing for it.
All right. But promise me you
Henry?
won't drag me into anything.
Speak up and who knows? I might put in a word for you.
All right. The truth is I did drag a deer carcass there, but I didn't do the shooting. I was given it.
That's a likely story.
Honestly, not a word of a lie. I caught the poacher just as he was skinning it.
And who might that be?
I don't know.
If you don't tell me who it was, I've no reason to believe that story of yours.
Fine. His name is...
Welcome, Henry.
Radan.
There are plenty of charcoal burners around here.
He came from the charcoal piles south of here. If you follow the creek upstream,
Hey, Henry's
you can't
come to
miss
see
them.
us.
Well, you better pray I find him, because if you've been...
I'm sure you'll find him there.
We'll see.
God almighty, has something happened to you? Did someone steal your fancy clothes?
A fellow from Talmberg claims he saw you poaching. What do you have to say about that? Can you hear me? Don't you have anything to say to me about that?
I'm not a poacher.
That's not what I've heard.
But I'm not a poacher, though.
No, of course not. Because if you knew, you'd never have been foolish enough to get involved.
I'm no...
Oh, never mind. But just so you know, the local custom is to string poachers up.
I don't want to hang.
For a start, by telling me where I can find your merry band of poachers. Because maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but I don't think you're the leader.
No, I'm not.
So, out with it.
They only...
Don't you?
Aye.
And where is that?
The clearing.
They meet in a clearing?
They camp there.
And where is the clearing?
A short walk from here.
Oh, Lord. A short walk where? Do you know how many clearings there are in these woods?
No. Sorry, I don't know.
Oh, my God. Where is the clearing they camp in? How do I get there?
Along the trail. From the huntsman's lodge. Go into the wood by the big broken tree. Eastward.
Very well. I hope I can find it.
God save you, Henry. Good God, you look terrible. Did someone attack you?
I found out where those poachers meet.
Well, that's at least one good bit of news. So tell me, where is it?
In fact, not all that far from here. In a glade not far from your lodge.
I see. They chose that place to mock me. I might have known.
But now we can finally nab them, right?
We can. Go to the castle and tell Captain Robard to send some men with you.
Right, I'll set off then.
Good luck, Henry.
I've been hearing some quite wild stories about hair.
People do prattle on. It happened a long time ago, and I've heard some crazy tales myself.
And what's your version of what happened?
Hare was a stuck-up knob. He came here with nothing to show but his bare arse. But he noble stock.
Whatever became of him?
And they sentenced him to hang, except he scapered right out of the castle dungeon.
How did he manage?
At the castle.
And what was your wife's?
All, and it had nothing to do with what happened later. There's blooming roses on Rattay Gallows at Christmas. All about it.
That's all I need.
God save you, Henry.
Good health.
I have some trophies.
Mighty right hand of God.
Good day, Henry.
Oh, so you're the one Nicholas was talking about. All right. I'll send some of my men with you. Are you ready to set off?
Yes, sir.
Hannikin Hare of Zalush, I arrest.
God be with you, Henry.
I have some trophies.
Show me. Oh. Oh, so you're the one Nicholas was talking about.
Yes, sir.
Hannikin Hare of Zalush, I arrest you in the name of Lord Divish of Talmberg.
The Master Huntsman.
Will you come quietly?
What do you say, man?
Well now, look what's come crawling out. What about fix? Fucker!
Oh, God! Shit! Well, that's the end of it. With you, Henry.
God be with you.
I've come.
Hannikin Hare of Zalush, I arrest you in the name of Lord Divish of
What are you doing here? Tired of life, are you? Yeah, but... Oh! Fuck! You should have... Jesus, look where you're...
How?
The answer to my prayers, just when I wanted to vent.
What? Ah!
How are you?
I got hair.
Are you saying you killed him?
There was no...
Alive, but what's to be done? But I can't be signet ring. That would prove it.
I have it here.
Hair is gone to his maker. Anyway, I do know how to show my... You'll always find work here.
Thanks. Satisfied?
Come now, just...
What the hell are you doing? Watch where you're going. Good health to you, Henry.
How are you, Henry?
How are you, Henry?
God be with you. My master would whip me for telling tall tales again. But really, it's all true. I still see them every time I try to sleep. But really, it's all true. I still see them every time I try to sleep. Skins of dogs hunted down in the night.
Who's there? What are you doing there?
What? Such a... Yeah, all...
What the hell?
Though you'd...
I'd like you to show me some hunting.
Are you pulling my pizzle? You want me to teach you after what you did here?
I'd like to discuss the...
Well, we can...
Here you are, with a little topper.
Well, no, thank you.
I'd like you to...
Are you pulling my pizzle?
So,
Wonderful.
all three.
Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and
What are you here for?
God save Henry.
I'd like to make use...
And what is...
I'd like, a private bath for 2.
But of course. Money first, though.
Fine. Here it is.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied.
Welcome, Henry.
one there.
God be with you, Henry. Henry, I'm glad you came.
That
God be with you.
I'd like you to...
Certainly.
I want to achieve...
All right. Now,
I was at the Ujit's Women's Sabbath.
And how did it turn out?
The women were making such a ruckus, the woodcutters took them for witches and burst in on them. They meant to kill them.
Jesus Christ. And how did it end?
I ran off.
And you left them there to their fate? Call yourself a man? Get out of my sight. It's all my fault. Those poor women. They meant nothing bad by it.
I couldn't do anything about it.
Couldn't? Don't you have a tongue in your head to explain what was really going on? Don't you have your hands to thwart the woodcutters with? Of course you could have done something. It's just that you didn't. Holy Mother of God, you're my witness I meant no harm. Forgive my sins and have mercy on me in my final hour. And as for you, you'd better go.